All right, guys, today we're going to cover for beginners the easy way to aim. Okay, because a lot of beginners have a hard time aiming. Okay, now if you're straight on like this one here, it's pretty easy. It's common sense. You know your contact point is right there, and you're on that line perfectly. So really, a ghost ball visualization is useless because it's straight on. Hey, but what if you have a bit of an angle? Okay, what if you have a 25-degree angle or so? All right, so now you have to visualize where the cue ball is actually going to be making contact with the object ball. Because when you break 30 degrees, believe it or not, the center of the cue ball is actually aiming to miss the object ball. You can see that? Center of the cue ball, I'm missing the ball by about a quarter inch. Okay, why is that? Because when I put my tip up to the cue ball, right in this vertical center, I have almost an inch of ball on each side of that, of my tip, okay? So it's the inch on the sides, on either side, that is going to be making contact with the object ball. That's why we talk about the ghost ball. It's a visualization technique, okay? You can see the shadowy area there. All that we have to do is aim the cue ball to go right in the center of that little shadow area, okay? That little black shadow on the table, okay? Because that represents where your cue ball needs to go. And it doesn't matter where you are, okay? Anywhere, any shot, if you're trying to make this ball in this pocket, that is your ghost ball spot, okay? Doesn't matter where the cue ball goes. So my goal is to make the cue ball go right over top of that shadow template, okay? And we'll just make it every time, okay? All right, so my cue ball line is right there, right in the center of that little shadowy area, okay? So let's see what beginners often do and why they make the mistakes. Okay, and in this video, we're not talking about cut induced throw. We're not talking about spin induced throw or anything like that, okay? Or cut induced spin or anything like that. We're not referring to any of those other factors that can come into play more for advanced players, okay? We're just talking about contact point on the object ball and how to make contact on that point with the cue ball, okay? That is aiming learning 101, guys, okay? So what a lot of beginner players do is they focus in on this spot right here where they need to make contact and make it to the corner, okay? Right there, bang. And then they focus in on that and they aim the center of the cue ball for that spot. And this happens. And they go, but I was aiming for the right spot. Okay? All right, that is where you have to figure out you actually have to miss the ball. Remember that black little template right here? Okay, I won't put it on, but this is our aiming contact spot. So no matter where I'm shooting from, I need my cue ball to go right into that position to make that exact contact. Okay, so because you have a ball on either side of the center of the cue ball. Okay, so let's just set that back up. Okay, that should be about good. All right, so here it is, right there. Come on. Okay, perfect. Hey, there's our little shadowy ghost ball spot again, okay? No, you cannot do that in a game. Visualization. Okay, guys. All right, so if I'm over here, let's say I'm this side this time, okay? We got to cut this way. Hey, it's the same spot, putting the cue ball right into the center of that shadow. Whoa, we made it. Okay, now there's a couple easy ways to do this, obviously without having a little shadow on the table, okay? So um, sometimes when you're dealing with cuts like this, What you can do is take your cue right under the object ball, okay, right under. You can pull back about a half a ball, okay, keep the tip in the spot, okay, and basically now that becomes your center cue ball aiming line, okay. So my center cue ball basically is lined up for the very edge, the outer edge of that object ball, okay. But so I can basically aim this center cue ball to edge of the object ball, okay, and we'll make it. So again, we look at the pocket line. This is not the shooting line. This is the pocket line. We put our tip under there, pull back about a half a ball, rotate over our cue ball, and we can see center of the cue ball is lined up perfectly for the edge of the object ball. So all we have to do is aim center to edge. Okay, and it'll go in every time. And that was about a 25 to 30 degree angle. Okay, a little bit harder of a shot now, right? It's about 75 to 80 degrees. Yeah, it's about 75 to 80. Again, we can take that pocket line and pull back a half a ball. This is a bigger rotation, but now if I rotate over, I can see the center of the cue ball where I need to shoot is about a little over 1 inch away from the object ball. Okay, so that means now, in other terms, I'm basically going to be aiming edge, so that's the inside edge towards the pocket, inside edge of the cue ball, to the outer edge of the 11, the object ball, okay? So anything over 75 degrees, 75 to 90, is basically an edge to edge aiming shot, okay? So all I have to focus in on is edge of cue ball, edge of 11 ball, okay? And we'll just put it in there. So I saw a line when I was aiming. I was playing center vertical on the cue ball though, okay? I wasn't playing any side spin, but I saw the line from the edge of the cue ball to the edge of the 11 ball. And when I was satisfied with that aim line, okay, because that's my shooting line is the cue ball on the way to the object ball, okay? And that is the most important part of aiming. Okay, check it out. Okay, I've done other videos on this, but hey, a lot of people get confused by the shooting line and stuff. They think that this is their shooting line, okay? The line from the object ball to the corner pocket or whatever pocket you're trying to get it into. That is not your shooting line. That's your pocket line, okay? Your shooting line, what you have control over. So while this is important, your shooting line is the most important, okay? Because that is where you need to figure out what line you're actually going to shoot on to make contact in the proper spot, okay? Shooting line is far more important than the pocket line, okay? Here's my shooting line. Okay, so that's what I have control over, is this line where I want the cue ball to go. How I'm going to try to get the cue ball to go into that imaginary little shaded area. Okay, I want my cue ball to be in this shaded black area, the little shadow, okay? No matter where I am, that's where my cue ball needs to be to make contact properly, okay? Okay, bingo. So I hope that helps a little bit, guys. Visualization 101. It is a little bit of a ghost ball technique. Generally speaking, for beginners, I find that's the easiest to try to understand. Okay, you do get into it. It can get a little bit confusing when you start getting more cuts. But if you remember also that if you are in the 25 to 40 degree range, you can basically just aim center cue ball to edge of object ball. Okay, center cue ball to the edge of the object ball. That will give us the proper contact point. If you're between 75 and 90, so a pretty steep cut, right here. Now you're going edge to edge, edge to edge, okay? So that also helps. It is kind of part of visualizing the ghost ball as well, okay? They can work together, those two little techniques. But ultimately, hey, if you're straight on, you don't have to really figure anything out. It's when you start breaking even 10 degrees or so, you can still aim the center of the cue ball for that contact point and still make the ball. All right. It's not till you break 25 degrees or so where that contact point now is going to become different if you're aiming the center of the cue ball for that contact point. You don't want to do that. You have to visualize the ghost ball. Okay. And also maybe incorporate the center to edge technique and the edge to edge technique. Okay. Because I find those come in handy when explaining and coaching beginner players. All right. So I hope that helps your basic beginner level aiming strategies. Okay, guys. Hey, we'll see you at the next lesson.